am Tyrone Keys. I'm a proud graduate of the 1977 class of Callaway High School. My career background is I played professional football. I played for the Chicago Bears, the 1985 World Champions. And before that, I played for Callaway High School in 1975, where we won the state championship. And then after graduation, went to Mississippi State. And as I said, I played for the Chicago Bears. And after retiring from the National Football League, I became a mentor. And now I'm a mentor for professional athletes, and we help high school students develop a game plan beyond high school to career. I'm going to take you back to Dawson Elementary, 1971, first year of integration. First time blacks and whites that went to school together. And going to Dawson Elementary, I never forget the 5 little white kids got off the bus. And we had a white teacher, Mrs. Hagan, her first white lady to come into Dawson Elementary. And first time of us being around Caucasian kids there. And my thing in my heart is I wanted to embrace them. And so from that experience, meeting Mrs. Hagan in 1971 and hearing about the threats that she was receiving, she received a lot of threats about teaching at an all-black school there. Learning about that and seeing her courage, 5 years ago when I was inducted into the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, I contacted her. And she said, "I can't believe you contacted me." She said, "I just found the class roll." And she said, "Don't you guys remember we used to go out and play football and you guys used to choose me last?" I said, "But I'm choosing you first this time because I want you to be my guest at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame." And she said, "Why?" Because I said, "I witnessed your courage and you told them that you wanted to finish the course." And I never forgot that. And just from that moment, on her last day of school, she gave us a poem on what love is. And she still had that poem. And I still remembered that poem because that poem said, love is when one of her students contact her and come visit. I stood up on stage and I said, "Hey, it took me 39 years, but I'm here." We spoke to over 500 educators at the Teacher Year Award in Baton Rouge. And so that was just a touching moment for me. My mom was an educator at Brown Elementary, and I never forget going down to row in, sitting in her class, and I knew from that day, this is what I want to do. One of my fondest memories of the Jackson Public School District is when I was chosen to become a patrol officer. And I tried to become a patrol officer in the 3rd grade. They said, "You got to wait till the 4th grade." And so when Mr. Terry, Alfred Terry from Dawson Elementary, invited me to become a member of the patrol force, that was one of my most special moments. Well, I support Jackson Public Schools because recently in 2007, my high school coach, we reconnected and we were able to take some students up to Washington, D.C. to the J.C. Watts Leadership Conference. And they had a chance to go to the White House. And one of those students, Frederick Burns, became the overall winner of the whole conference up there. And he's from Jackson Public School, from the Jackson Public Schools here. And he actually lived in the stew pot. And I had no idea of his situation. Fast forward, he became a class valedictorian. And we were able to assist him with some scholarship dollars to go off to Jackson State. And now he's a engineer for American Airlines. I'm proud of Jackson Public Schools because it has helped all of my dreams come true. I had a chance to play on some of the greatest football teams here. The Jackson Callaway team has been the only team to ever win a state championship. We still hold a record for 22 consecutive wins. We celebrated our 40th year reunion. And what I loved about it is all 5 coaches came back and all the guys, half of the guys came back. This gold football that has my name on it, and it is to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Super Bowls. And I just never forget, as a kid, watching all the Super Bowl games and watching Monday Night Football, and my mom said, "It's time to go to bed." But I said, "No, Mom, I want to play pro football one day." And I never would have ever thought that when my dad took me outside to kind of throw the ball around that this ball would have taken me places. But I want to tell young students, the ball without education and without the proper mentoring is a disaster. So I encourage the young people that they have to develop character, because football by itself is a non-transferable skill. But you can take everything that you learn from the coaches and the teachers, you can take with you and you can apply it, and you can parlay the game from the playing field to the game of life, and then come back and help the next generation on their journey.